Folks, ladies and gentle cars, my name is Farkle8000, and welcome back to the 2026 Diecast Competition Series season. This right here, part 1 of round number 1 of the 5th competition of the season, officially dubbed the April competition. Before we get racing, I've got a couple of very quick announcements. First off, we have 5 brand new competitors. Though they are not racing in this video, they will race at the very end of round number 1. So in the last races of the next video, part 2 of round number 1. And then the second one, a very important one actually, that will be kind of more announced later. We have plans for 2027. Those plans, though, will be announced at a later date. But that's kind of about it. It's the April competition. We've got 5 new competitors, and we have future plans that we are excited to announce. It was hard to decide what we were doing next year, but we've got those plans in place, and I hope you will enjoy it. And so I'm just gonna stop stalling and get back to racing. We kick off round number 1 of the April competition from right to left with Volks, Engine, Skull, and Bird. We're back on the grade track, so let's let the racing begin. And it looks to be a relatively slow start for Engine. Close coming through the angle as Volks begins to pull ahead. Bird and Skull fight for second place as Volks takes the victory. Skull will pull into second place. Bird in third. Engine in fourth. Volks, I mentioned it at the end of the last competition, Volks and Skull were tied with 10 points at the very bottom of the standings. Volks getting the win right here will pull ahead of Skull. Skull will increase his number to 13 with a very impressive run right here. He's probably going to get out of that last place position soon. Next up, we've got Tron, 9, Flatbed, and FedEx. And it looks to be a relatively even start. Maybe Flatbed in the lead through the angle. 9 wobbles on the side of the track as FedEx pulls ahead. Tron will finish runner-up. FedEx, a very strong run there through that angle as Flatbed slowed down, will come home in last place, and 9 got on the side of the track. He will finish third. He just pulled ahead, and Tron just had zero chance to catch him. Next up, we've got Bones, Jacqueline, Safari, and Double Liner. And it looks to be a very even start. Maybe Double Liner in the lead. Safari now falling back. It's 3 wide onto the flat, but Double Liner now pulls ahead. The fight was for second place. I think Bones got it ahead of Jacqueline. He does indeed. A very, very even start right there. But then through the angle, Double Liner just showed his speed and pulled ahead. Unfortunately, Safari in his final season comes home in last. Jacqueline in third. Bones barely gets second place. Next up, we've got DeWalt, Mini, Spoiler, and One-Liner. And it looks to be One-Liner with a slight lead early. A wobble there for Mini in the middle lanes as now DeWalt draws even 3 wide as they cross the line. And I think DeWalt just barely beat him. And he does. Spoiler as well pulls into second place. Mini made the biggest mistake coming through that angle, got on the side of the track. One-Liner didn't look like he made any mistake, so I have no idea how he lost this race. I guess he just lost speed as the race went on, got beat out for Spoiler for second place as DeWalt takes the win. Next up, we've got Sports, Red, Fins, and Viper. And it looks to be a relatively even start. Viper now beginning to pull ahead, stretching across as the field. Fight for second place, 3 wide for the runner-up position as Viper takes the easy victory. I have no idea who took that position. Sports will come home in second place, but I want to talk about the winner of this race. Viper has had a terrible start to her sophomore season. This is her first advancement to round number 2. Finally, she can get this ship running in the right direction. Red comes home in 4th. Thins comes home in 3rd. Sports in 2nd. Viper finally advances to round number 2 in 2026. Next up, we've got Ruthless, Fire, X-Train, and 27. And it looks to be maybe 27 with a slight lead early. A wobble there as X-Train was on the side of the track. It's tied between he and Fire. Fire was sideways as they came to the line. Who got the win, Fire or X-Train? X-Train will just barely get the victory. Fire, though, kept him honest all the way to the line. I'm not going to lie. I thought X-Train had this race easy, and then he proved me wrong. The sophomore of X-Train just barely beat out Fire. I think had Fire not gotten sideways at the line, it would have been even closer. Fire doing an excellent job keeping the winner of this race honest. 27 comes home in 4th. Ruthless in 3rd. Fire, a very well done 2nd place. But X-Train holds on to take the win. Next up, we've got Indy, Alpha, Pattern, and Bronze. And it looks to be Indy being left behind early. 3 wide at the front of the pack. A bounce for the middle lanes. It's still 3 wide on the flat. A bounce again and 3 wide across the line. They were stuck to each other side by side. Who gets the victory? Pattern will get the win ahead of Alpha and Bronze. And I mean, I mentioned it's been a rough run for Viper in her sophomore season. Alpha has had a terrible run. He still does not advance to round number 2, comes runner-up in this one. And with this run right here, Bronze was really close to him, so I'm not even sure it'll come in the next competition. A very good job right here to Pattern as Alpha's forced to wait. We have Indy in 4th, Bronze in 3rd, Alpha a crushing 2nd place. Pattern will advance to round 2. Next up, we've got Hendrick, Luke, Charger, and T-Rex Destroyer. And it looks to be T-Rex Destroyer with a slight lead there through the angle. Luke on his side. Hendrick pulls into 3rd, tied for 2nd place. Hendrick might have gotten 2nd place from Charger as T-Rex Destroyer takes an easy victory. Yes, indeed, Hendrick does take 2nd place from Charger. Luke made a relatively crushing mistake right there, just did not hold it through the angle, flipped on his side, allowed Hendrick to sneak right on through, carried his momentum up to 2nd place. Luke unfortunately comes home in last place. Charger falls to 3rd place. Hendrick pulls his way into 2nd, and T-Rex Destroyer takes a very convincing win to the next round. Next up, we've got Carvana, High Point, 5, and Sierra. And it looks to be Sierra with a slight lead early. 5 maybe falling back now on 2 wheels as the NASCAR's full to lead side by side as 5 bounced. I think Carvana was able to just barely edge High Point. He was indeed. Carvana just barely gets the victory right there. Didn't look like either competitor made that big of a mistake. I think the biggest factor was 5 getting on 2 wheels and hitting a High Point. I think that stalled him out just a little bit too much. 5 comes home in 4th place. Sierra in 3rd. A High Point comes so close, but finishes 2nd as Carvana takes an impressive victory. Is it me or has NASCAR been really, really strong so far in this competition? Next up, we've got Goldie, Stingray, Tab, and Bush. And it looks to be Tab with a slight lead early through the angle. Bounce there for the middle lanes. They hit as Stingray inches to the lead. A bounce again. A front-nosed wheelie there for her. But Stingray will hold on to the victory. Tab crushing right there. Bounced coming through the angle and unfortunately just hit Stingray, gone on the side of the track, and lost way too much momentum. She comes home in 2nd place as Stingray came into this competition 222nd in points. She finished 6th place in her rookie season last year. Finally will advance to round number 2 in 2026 to get this ship going in the right direction. Next up, we've got Basket, Blah, Lego, and Star. And it looks to be a relatively even start, maybe Star with a slight lead. Lego flips on her roof, Basket off the track as Blah bounces, maybe got a shove there by Basket to take the win. Blah will come home in first place ahead of Star. Basket getting off the track right there, usually that's a detriment to the competitor right next to you, but I think coming onto the flat, Basket gave Blah a huge shove to her front bumper to push her across the line. Yeah, I said front bumper because Blah has an issue running forwards. Her tires keep locking up when she's going forwards this year. She's been running backwards since I think like competition number 2 and showing she's still got the speed. This old veteran is still competitive. Lego comes home in 4th on her roof. Basket in 3rd. Star in 2nd. Blah takes the win. Next up, we've got Falcon, Rookie Gasket, Budweiser, and 222. And it looks to be a relatively even start. Maybe Gasket already out of shape. Now on 2 wheels as he's wrecking behind. It's close for the finish line. And the win between Falcon and Budweiser. Falcon will get that victory. Budweiser comes home in 2nd place as Gasket. I was just focused on him wrecking behind. Falcon gets the victory just barely ahead of Budweiser. Looked like neither competitor made any major mistakes, so it just came down to who had the most speed. Budweiser in 2nd place. NASCAR has had a ton of speed lately in this competition. I'm kind of surprised he comes home in 2nd place and Falcon beats him out. Next up, we've got Corvette, Coupe, Wasp, and Bomber in an all-rookie race. And it looks to be a relatively even start. Maybe the outside lane's pulling ahead, a bounce there for each lane, but Bomber looks to be the cleanest onto the flat, clean again for the lane number 4, and Bomber will cruise to the victory. A relatively low pickup truck right there for Bomber. I think that might have helped him. The other competitors kind of far off the ground as they bounced and wobbled through the track. I was watching him closely, and Bomber just kept it clean and cool to the line to beat out his rookie companions. Corvette will come home in 4th, Coupe in 3rd, Wasp in 2nd, as Bomber takes his rookie friends to school and takes a clean win. Next up, we've got Rookies 01 and Musk with California and Lefty. And it looks to be maybe California with a slight lead with 01. Now California on her side. It's a fight for the Rookies. 01 got sideways. Musk will beat him at the line. Lefty comes home in 3rd. California in 4th. On her side, 01 was slideways, coming to the line. Unfortunately, that does not work well when you're trying to win the race. Musk just inched ahead a little bit, ever so slightly, so that 01 getting sideways didn't affect him, and takes a commanding victory. Next up, we've got Rookie Supercharger, Rancher, Redliner, and Orange. And it looks to be maybe Supercharger getting left behind early. Rancher was in the lead, but now wobbles, and Supercharger just drives right around the veterans and takes the win ahead of Orange. What a drive right there as his competitors wrecked and wobbled through the angle. Supercharger just used his speed and momentum to slip right around them. They had no idea he was coming. Redliner will come home in 4th. Rancher will save it to come home in 3rd. Orange comes home in 2nd. Supercharger, finally a very competitive driver in the rookie races. He will finally advance to round number 2 in 2026. Next up, we've got Ethel, York, Gibbs, and Napa. And it looks to be a relatively even start. Maybe York with a slight lead early. Now flips on his roof as expected. It's Napa in the lead. A bounce there for Gibbs as he tried to close. York will come through on his roof. He'll finish last place. Napa will take the victory. Just York, man, he is super, super strong on this track, but going through that first angle, he just wrecks every single time. He just cannot hold it whatsoever. And at the end of this competition, we are showing you the New Yorkers leaderboard, which competitor has gained the most, which competitor has dropped the most. And out of all the competitors who advanced to round number 2 in the very first competition, York is the only competitor who has not returned to round number 2 since that competition. I believe York will be at the very bottom of that list. He comes home in 4th place, Ethel in 3rd, Gibbs in 2nd, Napa holds on for the victory. Next up, we've got Flyer, Blue, Fishy, and Artie. And I think Blue jumped the start right there. He's well ahead of the pack, bouncing through the angle right there. It's close onto the flat. Blue will take the victory, but some review will have to be done on the start of this race because I think Blue jumped the start. We've got to go and take a look back at this because, that felt very clearly a jump start. Let's take a look. Yeah, Blue is almost gone by the time we start the race. And so, yes, he definitely jumped the start. And I'm hearing no review or no extra review necessary. Blue jumped the start, and so we are going to be running again. We're going to be doing a redo race. So here we go for the redo. It looks like it's already in the lead. Blue right there, bouncing on top of Flyer, now flips on his roof as Artie will take an easy victory right there. Just kind of pulled ahead of the leaders and just kind of won the race right there. Not much different to the first race, actually. The biggest difference is that Blue goes from first to last place. Unfortunately, just wrecked through that angle, got on top of Flyer, just kind of stopped both of their momentum and comes home in last place. We have Flyer in 3rd, Fishy in 2nd, Artie in 1st. Basically, everyone moved up and Blue dropped to the back. Next up, we've got Rookie, Shazam, Miller, Minecart, and Filtered. And it looks to be a relatively even start. 4 wide through the angle. A big wobble for the track. Minecart on the side of the track. It's close right there. Miller popped up on 2 wheels. He might have lost the race right there to Filtered. No, he lost it to Shazam. Shazam will come through with the victory. I'm impressed. Right there, I thought Filtered had that win and Shazam was just kind of there. I thought he was behind Miller, but turns out he was in front and Filtered was behind. That was impressive. Right there, Shazam had a very strong start to the season. Unfortunately, it has been a colossal struggle since then. His first advancement to round number 2 since that competition. Minecart got on the side of the track. Unfortunately, just kind of fell out of contention from there. Comes home in 4th, Filtered in 3rd, Miller in 2nd. Shazam takes a surprising victory. Next up, we've got Ziggler, Hull, Pursuit, and Otto. And it looks to be maybe Otto with a slight lead ahead of Pursuit. A wobble there for Hull. It's 4 wide onto the flat. I think Pursuit inched ahead of Otto and Ziggler as they cross the line. Hull pulling a wheelie right there. Comes home in 3rd. Ziggler comes home in 2nd. Pursuit holds on for the victory. Was side by side there with Otto. It didn't look like either competitor really made that much of a mistake, I guess, except for maybe Otto onto the flat right there, as he somehow comes home in 4th place. But Pursuit just kind of kept it clean and smooth, was able to pull out the victory. I mentioned Otto in 4th. Hull somehow, with all of his bounces, comes home in 3rd. Ziggler in 2nd. Pursuit cruises to the win. Next up, we've got Meteor, Mustang, Dylan, and DFD. And it looks to be DFD with a good lead early. Dylan falling back, a bounce there for Mustang on the side of the track. 4 wide onto the flat. Meteor pulls ahead to take the victory. As Mustang was off the track, will come home in 2nd place. Dylan, who was falling behind early, sneaks into third, and DFD, what happened to him? I did not notice any mistake out of him. Granted, I was watching Mustang, seeing what was going to happen there, but I didn't see him make any mistake. I guess he just lost speed as the race went on. Comes home in fourth place there for DFD. Dylan in third. Mustang off the track, comes home in second. Meteor cruises to round 2. Next up, we've got Bolt, Croissant, TT, and White. And it looks to be a relatively even start. Maybe lanes 1 and 2 falling back. A wobble through the angle. And Croissant pulls to the lead onto the flat. TT bounce. Tried to close, but will come up short. TT runner up to Croissant, who I mentioned was falling back early, but then through the angle as every lane bounced, he just kind of stormed ahead and just kind of cruised to the victory. That's like the 4th time in a row now. I think I've used that word. But, I mean, he did. He moved to the lead very smoothly. Took a relatively convincing win as NASCAR continues to seem very strong in this race. White comes home in 4th. Bolt in 3rd. TT tried so hard, but comes home short in 2nd. Croissant advances to the next round. Next up, we've got Cruz, Proto, Gear Wrench, and Bullet. And it looks to be a relatively even start. Maybe Bullet in the lead. Gear Wrench falling back, wobbling through the angle. Cruz pulls ahead onto the flat 4. Why did they cross the line? And it looked like Cruz had the advantage ahead of Proto. He did! And Cruz in the outside lanes will finally have a clean race. Oh my goodness. Cruz is an extremely strong competitor, but every single time he's in the outside lanes, either lanes 1 or 4, he hits the outside wall and usually DNFs. We saw it a lot in 2023, saw it a few times in 2024, and saw it several times in 2025. Cruz right here in lane number 1 keeps it clean, finally, to advance to round number 2. Next up, we've got Showman, Vintage, X-Racer, and 4 Tracks. And it looks to be maybe 4 Tracks and X-Racer in the lead early. Now they bounce through the angle, and the NASCAR's pull ahead onto the flat. I believe they were able to take 1, 2 as 4 Tracks, and X-Racer fell behind. Showman takes the win. Vintage in 2nd place. Man, they were falling behind early, but then through the angle, both X-Racer and 4 Tracks, the 2 leaders, bounced, lost all speed, and they just could not gather it up. 4 Tracks comes home in 4th, X-Racer in 3rd, Vintage steals 2nd, Showman steals the win. Next up, we've got Skyline, Rookie Micro, Red Bull, and Nerve Hammer. And it looks to be maybe Nerve Hammer with a slight lead with Micro. A wobble there. Micro on his roof. Skyline was sideways. Nerve Hammer and the lead onto the flat. It was close between Nerve Hammer and Red Bull. I think Nerve Hammer had the advantage, but Red Bull will take the win instead. Nerve Hammer led that entire race from start to finish. Unfortunately, onto the flat, Red Bull just closed a little bit too much for Nerve Hammer to be able to hold on, and Red Bull will steal the win. Micro on his side comes home in 4th. Sideways for Skyline comes home in 3rd. A crushing 2nd place for Nerve Hammer. Red Bull steals the win for another NASCAR, advancing to round 2. Next up, we've got Taxi, Jordan, Hamlin, and Rookie E-Space. And it looks to be a relatively even start. Maybe the outside lane's in the lead. A bounce there. Taxi on the side of the track into Jordan. It's 4 wide, maybe 3 wide. Across the line as Jordan was forced back. Who wins? It's Taxi taking the checkered flag. Jordan forced to settle for 4th place. Man, if I was Jordan, I would start throwing tires right now at Taxi. So frustrating for your competitor to be on your hood and be able to do nothing about it. Jordan, unfortunately, comes home in last place. E-Space, the rookie, comes home in 3rd. Hamlin is the NASCAR that nearly beats Taxi. Taxi tried to subdue one NASCAR, almost got beat by another, but he will hold on to advance to round 2. Next up, we've got Kohler, CommScope, Rookie, Ava, and Ally. And it looks to be a relatively even start. Maybe lanes 1 and 2 falling back. A slight wobble there. Through the angle onto the flat. I think Ava was able to pull ahead and beat CommScope and Kohler as Ally fell back. Who wins? Ava does take the win! Ahead of CommScope, I've mentioned how strong NASCAR seemed to be in this competition. Well, Ava, the rookie no less, just beat out 3 of them. CommScope, a regular competition winner back in Halloween of 2023. He is a strong competitor, and Ava just beat him. Ally will come home in 4th, Kohler in 3rd, CommScope in 2nd, and Ava, the rookie, will take an impressive victory. Next up, we've got 37, Worldwide, Sunny and Drifts. And it looks to be Drifts with a slight lead early through the angle. A wobble there for Sunny as Drifts is still in the lead. Here comes the NASCAR, still 3 wide as they cross the line. And did Drifts hold on? I don't think so. I think he got beat. He does. Drifts will fall to 2nd. Worldwide will steal the victory. Drifts dominated from start to finish, but as the race went on, he lost speed and unfortunately onto the flat. He just lost too much speed. I wondered if he fell to 3rd. He holds on to 3rd. And Worldwide takes the win. 37 in 4th. Sunny settles for 3rd. A crushing runner-up place for Drifts as Worldwide steals the win. Another NASCAR advances to round 2. Next up, we've got Voltage, Demon, Ford, and Hooters. And it looks to be maybe Demon with a slight lead ahead of Voltage. A wobble there for Demon. Still slightly ahead of Voltage. Voltage bounces, trying to close onto the flat, but Demon will hold on through onto the flat and across the line. Your defending series champion will advance to round number 2. I don't think this is his first round 1 advancement. I don't know. It feels like it, though. It has been a rough defending season for Demon. An advancement to round 2 here, though, will certainly help his points position. I think he's like 80th in points or something like that. So it's been a struggle for him. Hooters comes home in 4th. Ford in 3rd. Voltage, having a very similar season to Demon, comes home in 2nd. Just could not close enough to beat Demon. This is the final race of part 1 of round number 1 for the 5th competition, dubbed the April competition for 2026. Obviously, it's a 4-car race, race number 42 of the round. We've got Chomps, Railing, Mighty, and Siren racing last. So it's probably going to be a victory for Chomps, but who's in 2nd place? Railing falls behind as Chomps pulls to the lead. I think Mighty wobbles. Siren flips on his roof, so Mighty will come home in 2nd place. Siren was right there. I think he even started with the lead. Chomps with a bit of a slow start. But as the race went on, Chomps pulled ahead and Siren and Mighty battled side by side. Siren flipping on his roof onto the flat allowed Mighty, even though he got sideways, to pull into 2nd place. Railing, a very tough race, comes home in 4th. Siren in 3rd. Mighty in 2nd. Chomps in 1st. And here is your 42 competitors currently advancing to round number 2. I mean, I've kind of rambled about it quite a few times in this competition, but so far the competitors to beat is NASCAR, but it really could be anyone here. You got Stingray deep in the field. T-Rex Destroyer had a strong race. Viper deep in the field. So many NASCARs. You got Pursuit. Meteor was strong. Cruz finally had a clean race. So, I don't know, sky's the limit for him. So, really, it could be anyone. But so far, I'm putting my bets on NASCAR. let me know in the comments below if you think I'm right or wrong about that. If you think NASCAR is going to come out and win this competition. Side note, they have been, I think, runner-up or at least made it to the top 5 in every single competition this season. So just, throwing it out there. But still, let me know in the comments below if you think NASCAR's got the best chance. Or if not, let me know who. While you're down there, like and subscribe as well so you don't miss the rest of this competition and so you can see if your prediction on who wins this competition is correct. We will be back later for part 2 of round number 1. Hopefully that will be releasing shortly. And that will do it for us today. And so until part 2 of round 1 of round number 5 of 2026, the April competition. Until then, until next time, my name is Farkle8000, and we'll see you later.